We've seen the Camaro come and go, come back again and go again. I think 2024 marks the end of the Camaro production, unfortunately. And again, the Firebird has disappeared as well. But the Mustang hasn't skipped a beat since it came out in 1964 as a 1965 model. In 2025, it has been in continuous production ever since the 60s, 60 years. Hi, this is Joe from Way Scarff Ford, and today we're talking about this beautiful 2025 Mustang GT Premium. Let's dive in. We saw a pretty heavy revision on the Mustang for 2024. New gauge cluster, new styling, looking better than ever. Some things don't change with the Mustang. It has a traditional 5-liter V8, which we love so much, pumping out 480 horsepower. That is mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox. This has a lovely active valve exhaust system. Sounds absolutely heavenly. This is one amazing vehicle, but Ford has modernized the Mustang. It's gone high-tech in a lot of ways, and it still stays low-tech in a lot of ways as well. It's a combination of tradition and new technology. Obviously, tradition is a naturally aspirated V8, rear-wheel drive platform, manual gearbox, but we have technology as well with this active valve exhaust system, huge display for the gauge cluster and infotainment system. This Mustang is programmable depending on the type of driving that you want to do. With the premium trim, we have this beautiful perforated leather interior. The front seats are heated and ventilated. They did a nice job with the Mustang. For its 2024 revision, it's really looking good. The fit and finish is amazing. Features are amazing. It doesn't feel cheap and plasticky like you get accused of some of the earlier generations of the Mustang. This thing is a beast, but it has comfort for all day commuting and driving. It's a great commuter vehicle. It's also a fantastic weekend warrior, back road burner. It can do it all. So it looks like one big screen, but we actually have two screens for the gauge cluster and the infotainment system. We have dual zone automatic climate control, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We have a drive mode selector right here on the steering wheel. That will change the behavior of the vehicle, the exhaust, traction, stability control settings, steering. So we have normal, we have sport, we have track, and we have drag strip, as well as slippery, and then a custom setting. This one has a navigation system, rear parking camera for excellent situational awareness, rear parking sensors. Going towards the high-tech bits, if we go to the infotainment screen and we go My Mustang, we can have some fun with this thing. We have some track apps, launch control, rev matching downshifts, line lock, acceleration timer, brake performance, lap timer, launch settings, shift indicator. You can pull up some auxiliary gauges like oil pressure, battery voltage, how many G's you're pulling, braking, accelerating in the corners. You can alter the colors of the displays. There's also a really cool ambient lighting, so you can really create a cool nighttime effect in the vehicle, kind of elevating your mood. One of my favorites is that you have the ability to change the gauge cluster with some functional settings, as well as some fun retro styles. So here is the sport display, means business, track display, calm just kind of alleviates as much clutter in the gauge cluster as possible, just to kind of keep it simple. So you're not, for those of you that feel overloaded by information, you might enjoy the calm settings. And going to the fun part, we have the classic 67, 68 display. Fox body Mustangs ruled supreme when I was in high school. They have an 87, 93 Fox body setting. Very nostalgic. One of my favorite, I've always loved white face gauges. They have the 99 to 01 Cobra gauge cluster with white face gauges. So much fun. If you like music, this is a fantastic sounding B&O audio system. The leather wrapped steering wheel with a flat bottom feels wonderful in your hands. Nice, comfortable, supportive seats. It is a two-door coupe, but we do have back seats. I probably want to be back there for hours, but for short trips, it would be okay. Perfectly fine for kids. This thing looks stunning in black. This has the optional Brembo brakes for outstanding stopping power. Love the color of these rims as well. Nice contrasting color with the black exterior. We also noticed for the 2024 refresh that the front end was redesigned, looking really cool. It's a combination of modern and retro styling, paying homage to Mustangs throughout the generation, starting from the 60s, 70s. We can see design influences from all generations of Mustangs. The star of the show is the 5-liter V8 pumping out 480 horsepower. That is an amazing amount of power for a vehicle like this. 30 years ago, 480 horsepower is something you'd get in like a supercar or an exotic car, not an everyday Mustang. Lovely rear end styling, and then when the Mustang went through a complete redesign for the 2015 model year, basically since the 1960s, the GT Mustang had a solid rear axle. So the axles on the Mustangs from back in the day weren't too far from looking like what we have here under this truck. There might be some positives for having a solid rear axle, but from handling, cornering, things like that, independent rear suspension is definitely preferable to a lot of people. So in 2015, the Mustang got redesigned with an independent rear suspension, turning it into a true sports car. It was always fast in a straight line, but adding that independent rear suspension just made it so much better in the corners. And we can also see it on the rear, it squats a little bit better. If we look at some of the pre-2015 Mustangs, the derriere was kind of higher up because you had a big axle going through the middle of the vehicle, so it had to have kind of a higher rear end on it, but it squats and is a little bit more stance to the ground with that independent rear suspension. Then of course we have the active valve exhaust system, which sounds absolutely amazing. You have a symphony of sounds coming through that quad-tipped exhaust system. Let's rev it up a little bit so you can hear some of that V8 music. Sounds pretty amazing. Now I was barely revving it to 4,000 RPMs. This engine revs a little over 7,000 RPM. Sounds even better when you're behind the wheel, roaring through those gears, doing some performance driving. This is a vehicle that tickles all the senses. Well, thanks so much for watching. We are Way Scarff Ford. We've been in business for over 100 years, proudly serving the greater Seattle-Tacoma area, located in Auburn, Washington. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We appreciate any comments. Hope to see you soon and have a great day.